number of videos, the greater number of photos and species information on the archive website. So if we have a quick look, you've zoomed into the Google Earth to find where Juan Fernando is, and by playing the archive video, you can see it for yourself. If a little slow. Yes. I really like this combination of using the Google Earth to find out where Juan Fernandez is on the planet, and then zoom in and see some of the footage that was actually taken on that island. Or perhaps zoom over to another part of the world. Oops, I'm not as skilled as Jennifer in using the navigating the world. If we dive over to the Comoros Islands and maybe go to the deepest depths of the ocean to learn more about the amazing prehistoric coelacanth. Again, a really nice, we thought, combination of the geography, the map, and the actual species and the film footage to put it in context. And similarly, if you, many of our visitors find archive through doing a species search via Google and other external search engines, and so they will find this page, and if they want to know where it lives, you can click on the See Where It Lives link, and again, you will be able to load up the Google Earth plugin to really give you an insight as to where this species can be found. And we can take people to the boldest beach of South Africa where the African penguin lives, and there's many other examples. That's not going to load, never mind. The other thing we're looking at now, the other thing we're experimenting with, is to use the Google Earth tours to showcase some of the amazing wildlife stories that we have within the world and on archive. If you could escape out of that for me and play the final one, which is called Tour. Yeah? Can you escape out of that and play Tour for me? So we think the Google Earth Tours, we're experimenting with this at the moment, and we think it's a really exciting way of, I say, showcasing some of the amazing stories, telling some of the amazing stories that we have in the natural world. This is a very basic example, but what we're really looking to do is to sort of showcase some of the species that have large migrations, or maybe a particular area that is rich in biodiversity, go on safari around a particular area. This example is the life cycle of the green turtle, starting off with the females coming ashore at Tortuguero Beach on Costa Rica to lay their eggs. The hatchlings, when hatched, then obviously make it out into the open ocean and swim off to the warm, food-rich waters around Bermuda. And the idea is that the user will go on this same journey. And so this is a very basic example. What we would of course want to do is embed the archive videos here as well. Once they've fed in these waters and grown towards adult stage, then they are off to the seagrass beds in Nicaragua. Before returning to their natal beach, Tortuguero, to breed and lay their eggs once more. So, it's a very basic example at the moment. We're really excited about the Google Earth tour facility. What we're looking at now is the likes of humpback whale migrations, Atlantic and Pacific salmon migrations, maybe a tour around the Gulf of Mexico. And on land, of course, you've got Arctic terns, you've got the wildebeest migrations in the Serengeti, or the monarch butterfly migrations across America. So no, we're going to play with this tool a little bit more and watch this space for some exciting visualizations, some exciting stories being told with the Google Earth functionality. So that's it from me. Just a big thank you to Sylvia for putting us in touch with Google Earth in the first place. And a big thank you to Jennifer and the Google Earth team for all their help with our Google Earth in archive. And we look forward to a productive partnership moving forward. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Ed. We've absolutely loved our partnership with Archive and look forward to continuing to do more storytelling, get more species into the layer in Google Earth, and eventually make it searchable. So, so I want to thank all the speakers, and our last speaker today is Mission Blue intern Amber Jackson, and she is going to come up and talk a little bit about Panoramio, our place photos group, and how you would go about joining our underwater photos group with your own content. And we are looking to get as many underwater photographers or groups who have underwater photos to join and start sharing their place photos. And without further ado, I'm going to welcome up Amber to talk about this project. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So, today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about Panoramio, which for those of you who don't know, Panoramio is a community-powered site for sharing and exploring the world through photos. And you can travel to a distant mountain range without putting on your hiking boots, or see an ocean vista from your living room. Panoramio allows you to communicate and share your world through photos. And so today I'm just going to talk a little bit about how you can share and also how you can explore. Two very simple but fundamental aspects of Panoramio. So when you're sharing, you can upload your photos, add comments, a title, and map your location onto our Google map, which I will demonstrate that to you a little bit in a little bit, or join a group, which is very exciting. So here we have Sylvia Earle's underwater photo, one of her underwater photos. She has many, and you see she has her title at the top and then a small area for description, and then we were also able to map it into the Dominican Republic. And here in Jeju, Jennifer was mentioning earlier today about the precious soft corals that are growing just out there in the ocean and how they're being threatened by the naval base. So we uploaded some photos and started a Panoramio group for them, and we're able to map them, and now you can go into Google Maps or Google Earth and turn on the photos layer and see these precious corals and this ecosystem that is currently being threatened. And if you're interested, you can join one of our groups. And Panoramio group is just a way to meet and discuss with like-minded photographers. And you have the ability to share your photos, join discussions, and communicate with other members. Now I'm going to talk just briefly about exploring in Google Earth and Maps, because sometimes people have difficulty finding these Panoramio photos. So here is just a screenshot of Google Earth. And if you go into the layers, you just turn on the photos layer and Panoramio. And that will give you photos. And in Maps, you go up and turn on the photos layer, and that will give you access to all of the photos. So, let's see here. That was my little presentation. And now I'm going to do a little demo for you guys. So here is the Panoramio username. So I'm just going to go to her photos right here. And this is going to take you to all of the photos that we have mapped for her. So if you want to start your own Panoramio, you would just have a Gmail account. If you don't already have one, just form one and create your account, and then it will take you to this page. And you can push upload, upload your photos, and then choose a photo. This is a photo that we took yesterday at the, I'm going to say this wrong, Hayoni Museum. And so you can add a title here, add your description, and then also add tags. Sometimes tags allow you to, search. It asks for searchability, makes it easy for you. And then map this photo. And you can either enter in an address or a place, but since I do not have a keyboard, I'm just going to use a little mouse to scroll over to Well, what I basically am trying to show you is you can take it and you just drag it right wherever your place is, and then press done, and it will be added into your group. And every photo that you add is a candidate for transfer, but not every photo transfer onto the Google Earth or Google Map layer in the photo layer. So those that are not accepted based off of the acceptance criteria are still viewable within your group. So all of your members can see them, they're still open for discussion, and that's kind of exciting. And a wonderful thing about being a part of a group and joining Panoramio in general is your statistics. It allows you to view your metrics, see how many people are viewing your photos. So here we see in Sylvia's statistics, in the last 30 days her photos have had over 77,000 views, which is wonderful. Right? And it also gives you an overall view here. So that's a wonderful way to just track who's viewing and give you a sense of the popularity of your photos. And then another wonderful thing is you're able to embed an associated API onto your own website or blog that shows up as a little map right here, and you can click on the little place marks and it will show you your photos. So when you upload photos in Panoramio, you gain access to this API and you can embed it onto your site, and it's a wonderful way to engage with your viewers, and it's a new communication tool that is very exciting, and we're very happy to have it. And when your users see this, they can press on the photo and it will take them to your page and give them more details about the photo, more details about you and the groups that you're a part of. And so that is what I have for Panoramio. Does anyone have any questions about that? Okay.
I have one other.
Yes.
How accurate do you need to be with your placement? Because digital SLR cameras, generally you don't put in the mapping bit to your camera because it uses so much of your battery. So obviously on your iPhone or what have you, you've got the GIS coordinate. But on the digital SLR, you don't generally have it. So you're going to have to go back and sort of guess exactly where you're standing.
Mm-hmm.
How accurate do you need to be?
Well, there is no standard for how accurate you need to be, but I usually try and figure out some way to find out where I took that picture, and then maybe like a street or a nearby beach, and then go from there. Like if I'm taking an underwater photo off the coast, and then go out from that beach. Sometimes that makes it easier, so it doesn't have to be a specific lat long, but if you can identify a place that's nearby where you're taking the photo, it would be great to be within that vicinity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just had a question. Is there any integration between Panoramio and Google Plus and Facebook?
Yes, actually, very much so. We are incorporating gives you a URL, and you put that URL on your Google Plus page or onto your Facebook or whatever social media stream that you like. And within your group, you can also have a Google Plus Hangout. And I know that we've been talking a little bit about that. So it's a great way to engage with other members within the group and, you know, start a dialogue that way. Yes?
Can you explain, I know you can add photos onto Google Earth, but you said then if you use Panoramio, you can put the photos in there and they are candidates for being uploaded to Google Earth? I'm not sure I got it exactly.
Yeah, so not every photo is accepted into Google Earth and Google Maps. It's based off a criteria which is that's detailed on the Panoramio site. If you go and visit there, it will tell you more about that. And it's basically just a way to make sure that there aren't any inappropriate photos, but pretty much every photo that is appropriate is accepted.
Okay, and then will it show up in that little box that you can tag and edit?
Yeah, it will tell you if it's been uploaded.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, it will. So here, if you look at these photos, here it says selected for Google Earth. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes.
How much is it being utilized at the moment? Is it being utilized as by individuals in the NGO, or are there communities also looking
Could you repeat that, please?
How much is it being utilized at the moment? Is it just being utilized by some individuals, or has it been utilized by different NGOs, or perhaps government industries?
Well, it's actually gaining a lot of momentum right now. It's within our underwater photos group, which is one that Sylvia is a member of, and it's sort of one that we've been cultivating within Google. It has a number of research institutions and nonprofits that all have a lot of great educational content to offer, and we welcome any new members though. So we're still gathering and encouraging people to join. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Amber, that was great. And yeah, so this underwater photos group, we've just been building out recently, but it has the power to be really a useful tool for engagement and have metrics. So for instance, we got NOAA to contribute maybe 30 photos of the Titanic, and those 30 photos have had over 2 million views in the last 4 months. So we have right now thousands of photos from underwater photographers, ILCP, which is the International League of Conservation Photographers, and the Hawaii Undersea Research Lab. Amber's been working with the Cal Academy of Sciences in California, and also the Birch Aquarium at Scripps. And we're continuing to look for, more and more partners to help build out and add their underwater photos. You can add a watermark. You can put in lower resolution photos if you're worried about someone printing out, the highest res version. So there's a lot of flexibility where you can protect your photos but still make them available and accessible and searchable. And there was one question earlier about Panoramio versus, I think, Explore the Ocean Layer. The Explore the Ocean Layer in Google Earth is a separate, sort of more like story-based. You've got like a story, you want to connect to it, and that involves logging into this deepness site and getting to log into it. Panoramio, anyone with a Gmail account can create and then join our group. So request to join our group, and then we'll add you. So there are two different sort of mechanisms. The Panoramio photos show up in Maps and Earth, and the Explore the Ocean Layer right now is just for Earth. So I want to thank everyone for their contributions and participating today, and we'll try to get these videos up online on the Mission Blue YouTube channel as well, so you can reference them. We've really been thankful to have such great partnerships with Sylvia, Ed, Dan, John, and we really have just been appreciative and look forward to continuing to share the stories of the ocean. So thank you.